I have a tendency to showcase only the good things that happen because I'm a positive person and I like seeing the good. But bad things do happen. So welcome to another episode of Story Time, where I tell you more in depth all of the bad, scary, and otherwise interesting stories that I didn't vlog or I didn't show in my vlogs. Let me tell you about the scariest night of my life. First, let's start off with the fact that I have an overactive imagination. I've had it since I was a young kid and I never seem to have lost it. I'm not ashamed of it or anything like that. I'm actually very proud of it, and I credit it for some of my creativity. Most of my creativity, really. Most of the time, it's something I rather enjoy. However, there are other times, like when you're in the Amazon, that it ends up being a horrible, frightening thing. So when my sister and I booked our Amazon jungle tour, which we were doing a tour because you don't just go into the Amazon. It's very big, it's dangerous, and you could literally get killed in many different ways if you go into the wrong areas. But danger aside, we agreed it was an absolute must to spend a night in the jungle, sleeping deep in the forest, beneath the canopy of the trees and among the stars. So after our half-day hike into the jungle, we found our way to base camp for the evening and started to set up shop. We strung up our hammocks and our mosquito netting for our hammocks, which were going to be our beds for the night, and tarps up to protect us from rain. We were all set and ready for the evening. It's hard to describe the exact level of fear I was experiencing. Being alone in the dark and only relying on your senses, your hearing becomes heavily heightened in an already unbelievably loud environment. The jungle is so loud at night. I could hear everything, everywhere, and all around me. Crickets, croaks, slithers, splashes in the water down by the creek, which we literally just threw bits of our dead chicken carcass because we were having chicken. Howls, growls, footsteps, rustles of trees, leaves, the buzzing of various unknown beetles and mosquitoes and flies trying to get into my hammock. And then the last fading sources of light, our fire crackling out and the last wisps of the candles flickering, fading, hissing into darkness. Pitch black, true pitch black, removing all sense of where these sounds could possibly be coming from and leaving you utterly blind and helpless to your surroundings. It didn't help that I was the lucky one where my hammock was tied on the edge of the forest by the riverbed, which is a hotspot for nocturnal activity, as any riverbed is ever. I would lie there in my hammock, cranking my hand-winding flashlight and shining it out around me, looking for eyes, the reflection of eyes, which there was a lot of. I don't really know what they were, but at least they were staying still. And I just kept repeating that over and over again, 4 hours. When my flashlight would die, I would then crank it up again and keep searching. See, it wasn't the small things I was scared of. It wasn't the small rodents I knew were scurrying around the leftover bags of uncooked vegetables, poorly strung up over a log, or even a snake or a spider crawling down my tree onto my hammock, and then onto my mosquito netting, and then onto my body. You know, just come and have a little snuggle with me. A little snake snuggle. Little spider snuggle. It was the single thought that I could get attacked by a jaguar, of all things. This is what I was genuinely most scared of. Something so statistically unlikely, I would have a better chance of winning the lottery. Regardless of reasoning, I let my imagination run wild with the what ifs, and it elevated my fear to a level where I was literally paralyzed in my hammock. Everyone fell asleep by about 9:15 p.m. But me? Nope. I stayed awake all night until that magical moment called dawn. At about 4:10ish in the morning, the deep, dark croaks of the night melted away, and in a span of literally 10 minutes were replaced by the chirps and squeaks and squawks so loud you instantly knew they would frighten everything scary away from the previous night. Birds. Hundreds of birds waking up from their sleep and heading to the rivers to feed. That was when I fell asleep. Because of course, birds would defend me against the jaguars. So, that was the scariest night of my life. And now you might ask, in hindsight, would I ever do it again? The answer is simply no. Some things are better left to the imagination. But thank you guys so much for watching this story time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and let me know down below in the comments what your scariest night of your life was. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys again in a few days' time with another video.